the Forester from Vector Optics 1 to 8 by 24 FDE optic with a lot of extra goodies. You're going to want to watch this video. Let's get into it. So you just saw the opening videos for the optic itself. Now again, it is a Forester from Vector Optics 1 to 8 by 24 FDE. This looks pretty cool. I've opened it and just looked at it inside. And then we got some other goodies. We got a 30mm extended Picatinny mount, Coyote FDE, whatever you want to call it. It is a 0 MOA. You can get these in 20 MOA if you want. And then we have this really cool 30 MOA mount assembly kit. I'm going to show you what this is all about because this is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and we're going to get into the Forester 1 to 8 by 24 FDE real quick. This is how it's going to come. You're going to see it just like this. You do not need to order scope rings if you don't want to because you get scope rings with it. Let's go ahead and see. You get medium profile scope rings, so you could use those if you want. There's your scope. Put that off the side. Your lens cleaning cloth and some of the information. Now this isn't like printed on the bottom of it, on the bottom of the box, so it's not like you can't just pull this out. It's on like some translucent paper. For the scope itself, we're gonna go ahead and take it out of the packaging. Okay, yeah, it's nice and good. And there's what it looks like in all its glory. Now they call it a brown Coyote FDE. There you go, there's the look of it. You get your scope covers, little lens bikini covers type thing. Throw lever, battery housing, windage elevation, there's your elevation, there's your windage, locking turrets like that, and you guys can pull the caps off and adjust it once you get it 0, half MOA per click, and these have pretty good grip. It's like the edges are sharp on everything, but they're not sharp like they're going to cut you. It's sharp to be grippy, so it's very nice. I like that. The illumination has a little tight. I know why. I'll tell you guys that a little bit later. Now the magnification. First thing I am noticing that I do like, one of the best things I do like right off the bat, is that your mid magnification is straight up and down with your throw lever. I love when companies do this with their throw levers. Make your mid magnification straight up and down. Your one on that side, holy cow, that's a little tight to throw. So glad we got a throw lever. And your 8 is on that side, just like it should be. So let's go ahead and go over some of the features of the 1 to 8 by 24 Forester from Vector Optics. This thing is pretty sick looking, guys. The Vector Optics Forester 1 to 8 by 24 second focal plane LPVO. It costs around $230 to $175. As I said earlier, it is a 1 to 8 magnification with a 24mm objective. It is a second focal plane with a 30mm body tube. The eye relief on the Forester is between 4.1 and 4.7 inches. You get an exit eye pupil of 3 to 15 millimeters. It is multi-coated lenses, and it is parallaxed out to 50 yards. The reticle inside the glass is etched. The dot inside is the only thing that turns on when illuminated, so it gives you kind of the red dot feel when you're looking through it. Each click value is half MOA. It does have locking turrets, as I showed you just a minute ago, with 11 brightness geared settings. Now those geared settings are why it's so hard to turn, so you're not going to get it to accidentally shift one direction or the other. It does take a 2032 battery. It holds up to 750G shockproof. It is nitrogen filled. The body is made of a 6061 T6 aluminum. The overall length is 10.7 inches, and the overall weight is 18.7 ounces. It does come in black or brown Coyote FDE. It does include the throw lever, the lens cleaning cloth, scope rings, and lens covers. So with all that great information we just gave you guys on this LPVO, you guys now know the features of it all. Let's go ahead and set that aside. We're going to open up the scope rings. So there's the color. I like how it matches. Very, very nice, very clean looking. So traditionally, this is how your scope's going to mount. You guys are going to see this just like this, and it looks great. I don't think anything's wrong with this scope mount. It looks awesome. It does very well. You get the 3 locking lugs down here to help provide a good stable mount to any Picatinny rail. You got the locking screws here. Now, what does this have to do with any of this, right? This is the best part. We take this off. They make these in 30 or 34 millimeter mount assembly kits, and they also make them in 4 or 6 hole mounts. Now, they do only seem to work with the Vector Optics mounts, so if you have a different companies, they may not work. And that's just going to be because the screws are different spaces apart, different lengths apart. What it does is it takes the place of one of your top rings, whether it be back here or whether it be up here. You guys might be noticing something here. You might be noticing kind of a trend. Why do we have that red dot over there, you might say, right? Well, because these come with plates. And you can mount your plates on your top of your scope ring right here. So you can use, say, this optic on top. It gives you the ability to 45 it if you want. It has the ability to have a spacer. So if you don't get enough space on it to be able to look over the top of your turret, you can add a little more space to it to bring it up higher. Now, this is an ARM S footprint. You also have an ARM R footprint, so they give you lots of options. And if you don't have any of those, they give you a rail option as well. So very, very cool. You guys can go several different routes with this. They give you more than enough screws to go ahead and mount that down inside there. And about the scope ring on top, you just use the existing screws that came with the mount itself. Now, if you're deciding to use the riser, they do give you a few different options. They give you longer screws for the riser, and they give you shorter screws if you don't need the riser. So you got several options here, as you guys can see. This works out very, very cool. You have your red dot up front here, so if you guys needed to engage at something very close, you have the red dot sight here to just pop your head up, look right through the red dot, and engage. And if you needed to engage out at distance, it's just drop back behind the scope again, crank your magnification up, and engage as needed. So very, very cool. I love this setup. I honestly got to say, I think any more Vector Optics scopes we're going to be doing a review on, I want this set up on every one of them because I'm starting to get a good little collection of red dot sights. Now, one last thing I want to go over before we tighten everything down, before we step aside, tighten everything down, is that Vector Optics do not come with batteries. You're going to need batteries for whatever you guys are running, whether it be the enclosed mini red dot or this here. But the nice thing about this is it is an etched reticle. The only thing we need this for is to illuminate the dot in the middle. But you are going to need a battery. They do not come with batteries. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish up the mounting and the assembly and get everything cranked down correctly. And we're going to get this out to the range. All right, so let's finish up the video on the Forester 1:8 by 24 LPVO from Vector Optics. Now, guys, this thing is a sick LPVO. Very clear. The glass on it is very, very clear. You have edge-to-edge clarity. There is a very small ring around it. It is literally the thickness of the body of the optic itself. I like this. Vector Optics makes some very, very clear optics. These guys, I don't know how else to explain it. You guys are going to have to test it out for yourself. I'll run a video in here of me messing around with this, going from 1 power to 8 power, and the clarity of it. And as I run that video in here and you guys look at it, look at that reticle. That reticle is a very simple reticle. It is literally a crosshair with a dot in the middle. And when you illuminate the reticle, the only thing that comes on is that dot in the middle, just as it should be. There shouldn't be anything else being illuminated. It should just be that red dot in the middle. So very, very nice. I love this LPVO. That's another reason I'm not going to go out and beat it up and torture test it. Guys, this is going to hold up to about anything you're going to be able to put it through. You guys drop it out here, it'll hold up. Nothing else. Vector Optics will take care of you on your warranty. So thanks again to Vector Optics for sending this out to the channel. And Vector Optics has got it right with their mount. Now, guys, definitely when you order their mount, go with their accessory kit. If you guys are especially going to want to put in like a red dot or something like that on it. I took the red dot off this because we are actually doing a test to see whether red dots or LPVOs are better. Look for that video coming soon. And I have to say, I did just as good with the LPVO as a red dot. There is a very minute, very minute, not even probably a quarter of a second difference between a red dot and an LPVO. So check it out when it comes out. If you guys are in the market for an LPVO that doesn't break the bank, this is it. And especially if you want to go with this sweet burnt bronze FDE, whatever they're calling it color, check them out. You can't beat it. Go over Vector Optics, check out the Forester 1:8 by 24. These things are amazing. All right, guys, that's going to finish up the video on the Forester 1:8 by 24 from Vector Optics. Now, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you liked this video and found it very entertaining, please give me a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. If you'd like to help out the channel, go down to the description. The first link in the description is a discounts and affiliate page. Go on over to that page. Patronize those companies. It helps out the channel, get you guys some good discounts on a lot of products. Thanks for shooting the breeze with me, guys. We'll see you next time.